Hi, welcome back to Wine with Ja. This is like special quarantine wine with Ja. Um, we're having vitamins. We're drinking tea. We are just doing what we gotta do to keep it moving. I guess what I'm realizing, other than the typical work hard and remain humble and to be kind to people, I'm getting like, I want to say, mixed emotions. In this time, I feel like everybody is like trying to like bridge the gap, because it's so scary. People just don't know, there's so much going on right now, and I think people are trying to savage old wounds. And I mean, people have, like, you're in the house by yourself, so you have those vulnerable moments, and you start dealing with things, and you start dealing with your past issues, and you start to realize where you may err or things that you may need to correct in this time. um, One thing that I have truly realized is that sometimes it's necessary, absolutely necessary, to disconnect from certain things and never reconnect. Um, be aware of those people that um, make you weak. Um, a lot of times we tend to check on, quote unquote, or rehash or open up old wounds, and sometimes it's gonna do more harm than good, and we don't realize that until after it happens. um, dare to be alone. um, Sometimes it's just okay to be alone. Sometimes you need to spend that time with yourself so you can reintroduce yourself, so you can get to know yourself all over again, before you take it to the next step of your life. I honestly believe that in this season, the people that are getting to know themselves are having a really hard time right now. To not be around people, to be not be around loved ones and different things like that, is really hurtful to them. In the beginning, I was more like, "Oh, this is cool. This is like an off day, like bridge to myself." But to not be in like human contact with anybody is kind of like abnormal. Like from time to time, it started out, jokingly, and getting a couple of days in, you're like, man, I have not seen a soul outside of taking out my garbage or exercising or grocery shopping or getting coffee. But believe you me, my phone has rung, and it has been everybody that I wouldn't expect to hear from. Does that make sense? Okay. I think it's coming a time where there's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes you just gotta know when to ice certain things. Um, it's okay for people to call and check and see if you're alive, but don't start a whole conversation. Don't start a whole what we thought this was, and I apologize, and I'm sorry I said that. Maybe you didn't mean to say it. Maybe you were just angry, but either way, it happened, and it was damaging. So dare to be different and know that it's okay to stop. What I mean by that is, sometimes it's okay to do things that's outside of your normal, and when you find yourself repetitiously doing things over and over, it's okay to tell yourself to stop. Like, stop. Fucking stop. Um, you can't fix things if you don't address your errors. Sometimes it takes for someone that really knows you to step back and say, you keep letting this happen. Stop. Um, what I will say in this time, it's okay to say that I have not been valuing myself. Sometimes you have to speak value into yourself. Sometimes you have to say, I absolutely, positively deserve more than whatever the hell this is. Value people that are sticking with you through all your transitions. I know that there are certain seasons where people will not be in your life, but I am experiencing like the people that have been with you along the way. Make sure that's been riding your wave through all the changes. Make sure you value those people. It's very important. Spend more time talking and praying to God. I'm noticing the people that have like these full on, real blown relationship or have some type of communication with God. They're concerned. They're not worried. There's a difference of living and being concerned and being aware and being worried. Stop worrying if you know God is going to take care of it. Be concerned. Know what's going on around you by all means, but stop worrying. Be encouraged. Anybody that has any type of faith, know that I know you didn't think we would live through things like we're living through right now, but all the stories that we used to hear about the miracles and the things that happened that God did and the things that were sought on and the people that lived through different phases of the world, like, know that God is going to take care of everything. He has everything in control and everything is in divine order. I know I kind of got off track a little bit. Understand that your past will always be attracted to your future. It's attracted to your present. It's starting to see that transitional side of you. It's starting to see the different version of you that's changing and that's improving. That's why you're attractive. Know that it's okay to, you're not changing up. It's like the disconnection process. And in the midst of that disconnection process, you're going to be constantly tested that you can't reconnect. No matter how much you want to say, well, if we did it this way, or if we did it that way, or if I had never said that, it's too late. There are some friendships that I will never, I love them to death, baby, but if God meant for them to be shifted or moved out of my way in order to progress or to improve me or to give the world a different version of me, I'm cool with that. Ain't no love lost, baby. It's okay. I promise you, it's okay. For the things that I have endured in life, it was worth it. I'm not going to go real deep into that. I'm just gonna just lay it like that. Like, you know, you don't want to be so boastful. You still want to be humble at the end of the day, but there is no one or nothing that I have let go that God has not given me time over time. Got it? Good. Stay strong. No one is perfect. And sometimes, even me, I find myself saying, you know, I don't want to be God's guinea pig. I needed to understand like what he was doing in my life because I didn't want to be the first person to just be like, I fucked it up. There's been so many instances where I felt like I was the guinea pig and God needed to experiment and like work on me so I can be that example, because my mouth is just like, and like I'm cutthroat. And so he knows that he'll get the clean version out of me, like the straight blunt truth. So I felt like I was being used to experience or to go through things that certain people that I had been around my entire life had never gone through. Um, I'm valued to that because they got to live through it with me, but they didn't go through it. Just to know, like, hey, nobody is perfect. And I need you to understand that. Like, even things that, people sweep up under the rug, and you're just like, it's so beautiful. That relationship is so beautiful. That marriage is so beautiful. Those children are so beautiful. Or, the job is so beautiful. And it's like, I don't want to be, you always want to be positive, so you don't want to say, hey, hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that ain't all of what it's cracked up to be. And sometimes you just have to reinforce the people that are going through it currently that nothing is what it appears to be. Everything had to go through something to get to where they are, and everyone had to go through something to get to where they are. Understand that, great things take work. Like, being great takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of practice. It takes a lot of, positive, like, reinforcement constantly. Like, I am going to be healthy. I am going to be wealthy. I am going to be wise. Like, all of those things. And we can just keep sharing quotes all day long, and it is encouraging someone, but at the end of the day, we have to make sure that we're actually practicing those things that we believe. If you're actually healthy, you have to speak those things. You can't say, I don't feel well. You gotta say, I'm on top of it. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm drinking my orange juice. I'm doing all the necessary things to keep my health wealthy. Like, to keep myself knowledgeable, I have to constantly go through things. So I'm going to constantly experience things, because in order to be wise, I need to have been gone through something. And in order to be all knowingly, you have to take knowledge of things. So you can't just be oblivious to the things around you. You have to know what's going on around you, but then at the same time, you have to be able to digest the reality. Don't speak negative things, but you have to be able to digest reality to the point where it's concerning you, but it's not worrying you. I honestly think in this time, God is really, like, trying to get a hold to some great people. And I feel like maybe they have to be closed off. Like, I think I'm experiencing it. I know it's so many people, like, if God intended for you, if God gave you vision about the things that you were going to do and the things that you were going to be, and that you have all these positive thoughts and you have all these plans and you have all of these things that are happening, right? And then, boom, he tells you to sit down for a whole month with absolutely no human social contact. Is it God's way of just sitting you down and realizing, like, if I focus on the things that He always wanted me to focus on, where would I be in a year? Positively speaking, why don't we do this? Whatever it is that you were supposed to be doing that you had no time to do, baby, we got so much time right now. Like, we can't go anywhere. We can turn on the TV, but it's only so much TV you can watch for 2 weeks. I mean, it's only so much that you can eat. It's only so much that you can do. Me personally, I wanted to get to know my daughter So in the beginning, it kind of sucked that we weren't able to just go out and be able to go and roam and go on vacation and things like that. Um, but to really be able to do something life changing, and to be like a stay at home mom temporarily by force, it teaches you. It took me all the way back to all those things that my grandmother taught me and my aunties taught me, like, and my mom taught me while I was young. Like those things that I remember, those things, like my aunt taught me how to do arts and crafts and ceramics, and my mom taught me how to sit down and pay bills and manage a household, and the lessons of praying, and my faith and my livelihood, like to just kind of keep moving on and be sane, like to practice on my mental health, and all these things are so important. And there's certain manners and things like that, and it was just like, how to properly talk to people and to be able to like move in different dynamics, like and all those things that, like, my dad taught me about, being calm and kind of taking life as it comes, and still being able to be hardworking and to build all these values that up in me. And I would have never learned those things had they not sat me down and said, Jay, you're going to sit here and you're going to do this right now. And, I really, really, really value that. And if there's anything that you can take from what I said tonight, sometimes we just need to address things. We need to heal from them. We need to let them go. And we need to protect the things that we have improved about ourselves. Thanks. Wine with Job. Thanks for listening. Be encouraged. It's almost over, guys. But before it's over, there are some things that we gotta do. And if there's something that you need to do, it's just time to work on it. Later.